This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All right. How was that intro? I've had that planned for like a week. And that was worth it for the 4 people that watched. I was worried nobody was going to see that. And I'm glad 4 people did see that. 'Cause that was fire. So I am now realizing I forgot to load up the Stanley Parable. So give me 2 seconds, guys. Let me just load up the game. While we wait, we're gonna sit here. Yeah, so that scene plays at the start of the game, so I screen recorded it and did a little bit of editing. And then I added it into the so I added it in cuz I can. Hey, rhythm, be nice. I love Stanley. Okay, so hold up. Uh-oh. Okay. Here's the game. So, at the start of each game, every time I load up the game, the game plays with me. It's always like, what time is it, right? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all of the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job, and now the job is over. There's no information for me to gather. I've collected all the data that I on you that I can. And I still don't really know you, and you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time. But that's okay. No! Video games are meant to be played alone. You like playing alone, don't you? No, what are you talking about? I literally have like 6 people, hopefully 6 by now. Oops. 6 right below, 6 people down there that are like watching right now. And I love playing games with people. I'm still mad you went to the Gorillaz concert without me. What are you? Jensen, you're my son? Always. That is true. That's maybe the only information I really truly learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. I'm going to exit studio mode. Alrighty. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
I wanted to put him down basically.
Yeah, let me know if the game is too loud. There's a cool achievement that you can get for setting all of the settings to every possible setting. So we're gonna do that really quick, because we gotta get all the achievements. 80, this is 80, so then we just set it to 80 again. Oh, there's more? Okay, it doesn't matter, because we have that off. Oh, dang. Oh, you can... That's so neat. We're actually going to turn that off. Oh, no. Isn't this great, guys?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Settings World Champion, let's go. We got the achievement, guys. Let's go! One of the achievements for this game is to not play the game for 10 years, which is going to be kind of difficult. Other than, I think I could just change the time on my computer to 10 years in the future so I could get it. School was so boring today. I'm sorry. I like how you guys are arguing over whose son I am. I really hope
This
my
is the
actual
story.
dad joins. Okay, I'm gonna skip that because you already watched it. So I don't know why the game just likes to lag sometimes for me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm not trying to wait 10 years. So doors automatically close behind you. Not that one, of course. There's also an achievement you can get for clicking this door 5 times.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office,
got it,
but it
though.
didn't make a
Unless
single
you guys wanna
difference,
see it.
nor did it advance the story
The narrator starts
in any way.
if you do it, but it's whatever. Alright, you guys
When
tell me.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll stop talking. I've already played this game a little bit, like 5 minutes through. Or 5 endings, I meant. There's 42 though, so we're good. So, left or right, guys? Right door? Got you.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yeah, we're on the plant! Woo!
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Imagine, this is the Stanley Parable. It's a game where you can make like a lot of different decisions. Depending on what you do, the narrator will say like different things. You can get like, there's like 42 different things. Stream the new Spider-Man game? Possibly. I'll think about it. What do we do? Do we go to where we're supposed to, or do we go that way? Because that way is better. I've already kind of went that way, but, you know, it's whatever.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Let's go down here. Pet camera. I do have a pet, but I don't know if I want to.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
People call me Yen-Hen sometimes.
From here, it's, left.
We're not really able to go right or anything. Come on, man. That's not nice.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Take my jacket off. It's hot in here.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Whoa.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to,
Fired?
who am I kidding? It's all
Pirate?
rubbish now. The whole story completely
Fired?
unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track,
No.
Okay, from the top.
Seriously? Let's do that again. What's on the screen? So that's all of the offices of everybody who works here.
All of his co-workers were
That's
gone.
what that
What could it mean?
Oh, it's loud? How's
Stanley
that?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
It is
simply
loud.
missed a
I'm
memo.
actually gonna turn that down for me too. Is it better now?
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
Should I turn it down more? Oh, is it my mic? Oh, is my mic quiet? Here. Should I turn down the mic or turn up the... Or should I turn up the mic or down the audio of the game? Yeah, the voice is loud. Here, let's, up the mic? Okay. I gotta figure out. Okay, there's the mic. Okay. We're gonna up the mic to 5 decibels. 5 more. Okay, how's that? Is that better? Sorry, maybe I should keep talking so then you can actually hear it. Okay, that's better. Okay, perfect. Lag. Sorry, guys. It's painful.
Well, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay. Which way do we go, guys? There's a lot of ways that we could go here. Oh, if you're watching Inside Out, I completely got you. So we should go left. Which oh, there's only one left. Oh, wait, which left? Maybe this one? Probably. Is what you're talking about? No, it's okay, Misa. If you want to see the cool thing at the start, you can rewind it.
I'll say it. This is the
Whatever.
worst adventure I've ever... I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Okay. Yeah, sometimes his voice cut out. I don't know if it's my computer or what, but...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
never mind.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, let's see if it's different now. Yep. Now there's just no
Okay,
doors.
yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I wonder what happens if I stayed here. I wonder if he gets mad. Because I know they can do that sometimes, but not always. It's fine. We can always do this ending again if we need. It won't let me click on stuff. Normally, it will.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this...
What did you send me? What did you send me? Rhythm. I'm not reacting to that live. We're playing the Stanley Parable.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
Yes, this is the
I
story.
can't quite recall,
Don't
but I
restart
believe
me.
my
Don't
story took
restart
place
me.
in an office building. Is that correct?
No. No.
Do you remember, Stanley?
I want to stay here.
Well, do you know what?
No.
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about
Don't
this?
restart.
You win!
Let's go!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So,
You're a
good
bad
job.
streamer. I got a lot of people who will back
Oh,
me up that
no.
I'm not a bad streamer.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some
I did.
people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Dude. I'm not reacting to that live. Especially random crap that you send me. The Stanley
All
Parable
right,
Adventure.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Or you won't see Carl Weezer ever again? Yes, I will. You don't scare me. Into 25? I don't want to follow the adventure line.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
No, no line. Carl said it himself. I don't care. I don't believe you. Is there anything that we can do here? Stanley better than reacting. Exactly!
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Loud. Why is it so loud? I feel like every time I need to talk, I need to pause the game. It is a bop, though. Okay, is that too loud for you guys? It's too loud for me. Oh, wait. Big brain. Why are some of the... That bothers me. Sing along, guys. Dum 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 dum. I'm not singing along right, but I haven't been trying any of those. Turn the song up? I guess. I don't think I followed the right line correctly. I can't hear myself speak. The narrator isn't going to say anything. I'm not checking out the thing you said. It's supposed to be B. I'm trying to push B on the keyboard. It's not really doing anything. Can I get on the box? You can't jump. Dang, it really needs me to follow this line. Okay, the line is getting a little bit crazy. Ledger. trippy. This song is driving me insane. Wait, but which way do we go, guys? Hold on. If I go through here... Cow. Isn't it awful to be trapped? Trapped? Never. I know what you're talking about. I love being trapped in an office building. Jeez, employee number 432 is just so hated. Or he's so loved. I guess it really depends. Probably hated though. I know I
hate. Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully.
Thank you.
You won't want to miss anything.
I don't care about the fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line,
No,
you do know we're looking for the
adventure.
Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
The Stanley Parable is bad, but it's also one of the best games I've ever played, possibly. I don't know. Probably not better than like Jedi Fallen Order and Subnautica. Would you guys... I have those games, but I've already started them, like, gotten pretty far into them. Yo, I'm sorry. We've gotten 2 subs. I just was not paying attention. Let me just switch the sub goal. Thanks for subbing to the 2 people who subbed. Stanley carries. Would you guys want to see, like, Jedi Fallen Order and Subnautica? Below Zero, probably. I have both. Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through...
Okay, let me know if you see anything weird about the screens.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it.
Where's 4
Restart.
Oh, I almost forgot. The narrator swears like a very tiny little bit, so if you don't like that, I'm sorry. You might need to leave. It's not like anybody cares, but... You'd be down to watch any of them? Yeah, I mean, they're
You know
all
what,
great
Stanley?
games.
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh,
This
this
might be
all
my
sounds
favorite
perfectly
ending so
doable.
far.
Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
This direction?
Now, yes, this is exciting.
Woo!
Just me and Stanley
Sorry, that
forging
was
a new
terrible. I
path,
wanted to be
a
louder, but-
new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
It says trademarked after everything he says. Anytime he talks about the line. Gotta perfectly follow the line, guys. Only true Stanley lovers follow the line perfectly. Just kidding.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact,
Let's
I
just do
believe
the
I need a
opposite of
minute
what
to
he
think
says.
here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts,
How many
the
hours
door
did
on
this
the
guy
right
have to
is the
speak
correct
for
one.
this game?
Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Okay, so the red door is correct. Give me the left door, please. Or I said the right door. The confusion ending?
Oh, hold up, what's this?
Deviate from the maintenance room. End up in the monitor
confusion
room.
ending.
Narrator
You're
research
telling me
first restart.
that's what this is? It's all one giant
Discover-
ending.
Shut up. Can you be quiet? Can I pause him for a second?
And we're
I'll
supposed to
read this.
restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what
So,
if I don't want to forget?
forgets.
My mind
Stanley
goes
attempts to
blank
play
simply
sword.
because it's written here on this thing.
After a
wall.
long time, Stanley dies.
Who
No!
consulted me?
Stop! Don't restart
Why don't I
it.
get to decide?
Please.
Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
It's okay.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I
Please
won't
don't.
do it. I
don't
won't
wanna die
do it.
for the third time in this
And
game.
the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait.
Ooh, we do get
you
to
know.
find a bookstore,
I
though.
suppose in
Where
some
did that say
way
that?
this
Yeah,
is a
find a
kind of
bookstore.
story. Wouldn't you
So this
agree?
is
I'm not quite
definitely
sure
worth it
if
for
we're in the
death,
destination
bookstore.
or the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Dang. I don't think he wants to restart the game. No, I really wanted to restart. By the way, I don't know. Hold on. This might not be correct right now. It didn't. Normally, it has me input the time, and then the clocks all say the exact time. So he
All
has
of his
no clue.
co-workers were gone.
He has no
What
clue
could
what's
it
going on.
mean?
Sorry, that was
Stanley
very
decided to go to the meeting room.
not good
Perhaps he had
cut
simply missed a
between
memo.
The two things that I was trying to say. New content. Nah, we need to not deep.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered
Shoot, I think I just screwed it. So
the door on his left.
he entered the door on his left. Is this? Are we done with the confusion ending? Is this still part of the confusion ending? I'm confused.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
Get
of
Chris out of the
disbelief,
broom
Stanley
closet,
decided to
that's
go
great.
up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Do we go for the broom closet ending, guys? We have
There
to
was
sit
nothing
here for
here.
20 minutes,
No
so.
choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I'm not reacting to anything. Rhythm. I'm playing the Stanley Parable. We're not gonna do that one right now.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Bro, why? Why do you want me to react to this so bad, dude? So, I think there's an ending to do with the executive bathroom, but I'm not sure what we're supposed to do. Does anybody know? Maybe if we just click on the toilet a lot, or extreme bathrooms. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. If the boss has suffered... Leo's here. Hi, Leo. We're just chilling in the bathroom in the Stanley Parable.
Stepping into his manager's office,
All right, I guess
Stanley
we'll do
was
this
once
ending
again
then.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to
You can't
input
tell
the
I've done this
correct
one.
code
Actually, I
by
did
sheer
the
luck.
other one. So maybe the
Amazing.
one that I haven't
He
done.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I think the confusion ending is my favorite because I was confused.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
What are you talking about? Okay. Let me join. Yeah, let's hop
Stanley
on the
walked straight
Stanley
ahead through the
Parable.
large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, this is the one I haven't done yet. It's mind control. Wait. Oh, you're talking about going to whatever you guys are talking about?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible
there's
secret
the-
did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Alright. I do. Oh, over here. Of course. Sorry for being so stupid. We gotta, find... There's gotta be an ending where...
Now the
Stanley's
monitors
stupid,
jumped to
right?
life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant
Where's
nothing.
427? 427, right there. That's us, I think. Yay. There's nothing there. Okay, I was really thinking there would be something there.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the
What
world?
are you talking about, guys? You need to be a little bit more calm, please. You guys being weird in the chat. You've memorized the Call of Duty Zombies War.
But here was the
Sorry,
proof,
not war.
the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another
Can we
human
turn it on,
life.
please? I
For
wanna turn this
he
on.
would dismantle the controls
Is that a
once
flashlight?
and for all.
No. But I think 1, 2. What? How do I enable it? I want mind control. Facility power. We'll go there in a sec. What happens if I go up this staircase? There's got to be a cool secret. Why do they make a different sound every time? It's fine. It's not a big deal. How do I get into this staircase? I don't know. Alright, I guess we'll just have to... Hello, Nicholas! I think we have to push the buttons in a certain order or something. Is these gonna close? Okay. Idle, awaiting input. Okay, sounds good. Sorry, I got an itch. There we go.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's
you
only
guys are
so
just
much
talking about
that machine
Call
can
of Duty.
do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until
let's do it
detonation
right
then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what
3.
precious moments
3?
each one of them is. More time to talk about you,
I think 3 is
about
up
me, where we're going, what all this means.
Okay, I think this is
barely
gonna end
know
up being
where
like
to
6
start.
endings right here. Okay,
What's
that's
that?
4. Uh-oh.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Let's go push this.
All
Get a
right,
different
I'm in a
button.
good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what
Give me
happened
a
to
different
them.
button.
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit
Where's
there in your
3?
office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though.
Where's
This
3?
version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next
gotta go push
go-around
the red
will
button.
be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
Dude, what?
You know what? To hell with it.
What button do we
I'm going to
push?
put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
I'm pushing the button.
Oh,
What
dear
do I
me,
do
what's
now?
the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved?
Sorry, hold on. I want to see Yenhen play Doom Eternal. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that game would very, very badly scar me. Liam and Jensen kept asking me if Nicholas is calling me. Hello, Nicholas. Oh, 1 second, Nicholas. Give me a one moment. Uno momento. What do you need, Nicholas? I don't know. All right. Of course.
Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking
We
away
gotta
to
go.
your death. You're only still
Doom
playing
Eternal
instead
is
of watching a
100%
cutscene because I want to watch
Oh, yeah, I
you for
know.
every
Don't
moment
worry,
that you're
guys.
powerless.
We'll be playing that
To
next
see
week.
you
No
made
doubt.
humble.
Just kidding. We have a court
This
case
is not
on
a
the
challenge.
SMP next week,
It's
I
a
think.
tragedy. You
tell
wanted to
them.
control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to strike. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
That was crazy, guys. That was insane, bro. Hold on, I'm actually gonna turn on the reticle. Okay, so dot, first person shooter, second person shooter, plasma rifle. Yeah, let's do plasma rifle, that's cool. There we go, that's pretty good.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, let's go new content. Lag. Oh, it hurts. It's painful,
Oh,
genuinely painful.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
Yeah, let's go new content. I'm getting kidnapped again. Don't worry, guys. It's pretty normal for me. We're good, guys.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
By the way, I think I might have to put a
As you
disclaimer
may know,
in
the Stanley Parable was a video game released
that you
in
guys,
2013
it's kinda
on
like,
home
spoilers
computers.
in this, yeah, it might.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Hashtag new content in the chat. Hashtag we love Stanley in the chat. Thank you.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
New content. The
All
jump
right.
circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Ooh, we can jump! We can jump! Let's go! W. Let's use all of our jumps. Yippee. Yippee. I'm being such a silly goose right now. Okay, I'm assuming I can pay like 49 Robux for like a new jump, right?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Yeah, there's gotta be more.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just
IGN said
elevators
10
and
out of 10.
jumping.
You're
Is this
tripping.
what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying
That's
this
it?
content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation
the
around the new
narrator of this
content,
game.
I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
No,
and we'll
no,
try to get
no.
back to
I
what the
like this
Stanley
board.
Parable
I
is
like
really
being able to hide
about.
under it and not being
No
able to move.
frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
What? Okay, hold up. I just want to check something. Dang, there's 6 people watching. Earlier we had 8 for like a few minutes. That's cool. Twice. We had 8 twice for a few minutes. That's great. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, one more thing. 3 likes. W. Thanks, guys. You guys are really cool. Cool people. I hate Mondays. Ah. Back to the game, right? You can pay an extra $10 for the
Stanley,
soundtrack of this game.
come over here.
I wonder if it comes
In
with
the
all the
vent.
narrations.
I want to show you. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well,
Yes,
fine.
I would love to.
Oh, never mind. You're not a dog.
I'm not a dork. Let's go. I hope this is called the not a dork ending. Yan, I have a song I'm gonna send you. I'm not listening. Why have you? It says you've sent me 9+ things on Discord. What the heck, bro? It's not nice. That took so long just to load a
Okay,
more
you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone.
I'm not having
It's where
any
I've been
memories
storing
because I
all
did
my
not play the
favorite
first game.
memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
In memory.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Zone, sweet zone. How do we get to the zone, sweet zone? The Stanley Parable. Galactic Cafe. Today's best ideas today. It should say today's best ideas tomorrow or something. But, I mean... Okay, we got Time Magazine. Indoors Monthly. Help, I can't find my cat. Could be indoors. Wait. What wallpaper should I put in my new kitchen? Shapes. Graphs. National Geographic. Cargo. Operator's Manual. That's so cool. We got the Audience Award from the Stanley Parable. Oh, for being a good game. The British Academy, the Stanley Parable. Oh, it says The Last of Us. They just taped the Stanley Parable over it. That's so cool. Good times. Look at all the memories from the Stanley Parable. Do you guys remember that? I don't. It's whatever. The original remake. The Stanley Parable. Buy on Steam. Dang, did Steam used to look like that? On Firefox? Wow. 2013. A bunch of cards. I remember. 2013! Ah! The Stanley Parable. The Stanley Parable by the narrator in 2013. Our First Kiss, My First Car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. That's so real. A trip down memory lane. Is this the old soundtrack? I'm assuming he's gonna start playing. Smile because it happened. Stanley Parable demonstration. Begin the demo. Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Oh, that's why they have Super Go Outside is don't play for 10 years. Nominee. 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 The video game releasing today. Creator surprisingly down to earth. What kind of business leaders pushing election of council allies? That's so cool. Sorry, I was just reading that. Los Angeles Times said, Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Yes, it does. You ever notice how, I'm sure you guys have, how I flinch every time it lags? In loving memory, little Stanley. No. Little Stanley. Oh, what is this? It's a bop, though. Does this game have does it give you the ability to, I know, the lag is scary. I wish I could jump off the cliff right now. That would be so neat.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was
Why do you wanna
literally
jump off the cliff?
every
'Cause that would be
game
cool,
ever
'cause it's the
created.
Stanley
It was
Parable. You should be able
Skyrim,
to do
it was
what you want.
Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now, a lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Sorry, I'm just biting my lip because, yeah. The tasteful nostalgic, it was good. Dang, the Stanley Parable used to look like that. There's the line! How cool. It said, "Let's begin again." Wow! Look! They thought they could hide this from us. Look at, what a house though. Look at that. Look at that. Dude, I need one of these. You're playing the Stanley Parable. It looks exactly the same in that one. The original remake. Off and on buttons. Look. Oh my gosh. Person of the year. What kind of stuff is down the steps? Memory zone maintenance. I want to go there. They won't let me go to memory zone maintenance. There's a car for Scott K.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Oh. Sorry, I'm done.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
They were probably terrible. Not
Honestly,
recommended.
I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought.
Do you think he seems preachy and annoying, guys?
Dear,
I don't.
what an awful memory to have to hold on to. these black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
That's kind
I
of
wish
true.
there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise, or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is
Oh,
to
I just
say, if
spaced
by
out.
articulating a
Holy
choice
cow.
you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh,
Yes,
I
it
can't wait to
became
see
so-
what Cookie 9 will say about...
Shut up.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of...
He's yapping so much, dude. I keep getting sent stuff. I just need to check this. There. Crazy, 5 people still watching. That's just wild.
time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just...
I wonder if he really rambles for a week.
Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've
He's
had
breaking up with
so
me.
much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what
What
took its
happens if you
place
really
is what I
listen
can
to
only
this?
describe as the collapse of every moment
gotta
I have
be.
ever...
I think he's just gone now. And the door is gone too. The plant is dead. Oh, that's a cool little thing to do, is to kill the plant. Bro, what? What's going on? Stop beeping.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever.
There's that drip. The clock is now on the ground. It stopped ticking. What time is it? It's 12:55. Yeah. Where's that dripping? Let's just skip again.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the.
Sometimes he just like... I think he had a stroke or something. Dang. Guys, do you think the end is never? I don't think so. Okay, now I'm getting Portal vibes. Holy cow. Portal 2. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you're really cool. Okay, we should be able to leave after a couple more skips, right? Perfect. Never mind, not yet. Keep going. I think it's winter or something. I don't know though. Bro, what? Get me out! Okay, the room is sideways. Can we still push the button? Is it gonna extend again? Can you guys see that? I got like a muscle spasm right there. My skin is literally glitching. Where are we? Can we skip again? So I guess we just gotta wander or something. Let's just make sure there's nothing around here. Alright, I guess we'll just wander that way then. Oh. The end is never, the end is never. The end is not never. I could leave right now if I wanted to. So wait, was that all from new content? Did all that happen because I went new
All of his
content?
co-workers were gone.
It was.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content?
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Why am I doing this? I think we spent like 30 minutes on that ending. I mean, I guess I probably could have made it faster. But is anybody still watching? Well, I know people are still watching. Nobody's saying anything though. This game is crazy. Thank you. Yes, it is. It's a really insane game. I love this game, though. So we just came through the new content door, but since he was very courteous.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
This better be good. The end is never the end again?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly
For
re-release with a few
27?
minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Two. Oh, it's just a bunch of ways to say the number 2. Because we got dose and I'm not gonna
Calling
try
it
to
the Stanley
mispronounce
Parable 2
things.
is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
This sure is a nice game. It's so it's better than the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe for sure. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old and busted. New hotness. Boring sections off the chart. Cool red section off the chart. Or cool of the chart. Sorry, I'm not very smart sometimes. What does that say? Look, it's 2 people. It's a man and a TV person, like from the Skibbity Toilet! Sorry. Don't talk to me before I've had my sequel. 1 + 1 is 2 minus 1 is... Oh, 1 + 1 + 2. 1 + 1 is 2 minus 1 is 1 + 1. Every pause button is Roman numeral 2. Got you. More the Stanley Parable, better the Stanley Parable, win-win, sequential mind share, brick and mortar approach, I don't know that word. I'm not very smart, guys. The color red, leverage 1 and 2. The color red. Envelope 1, 2. Stanley Parable 2. Dang, look at all these cool logos. They definitely chose the right logo. No, why?
Now, to be clear,
Okay,
I
we're
haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I
eyes, 2
figure
ears,
that
2
if I can
nostrils, 2
loosely
arms, 2
organize a
legs.
handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all
game is so
work itself out.
interesting.
Game
Gut
development is much more of a
Container
fuzzy
of the
magic
membrane.
than anything scientific or logical, really.
Guys, it's all your fault. Why did you talk after I asked you to talk? Because now I missed what he was saying. The prequel to the Stanley Parable 2. 2 is the sequel to the Stanley. The Stanley Parable is the prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable. Oh, it's a bird. Valued investors, this way to the show floor. New content. New features. Wow, look, it's Stanley over there.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Reassurance bucket, the Stanley Parable 2 reassurance bucket. I've heard of the bucket. I saw the new content, the Stanley Parable 2. The end is never the end again. This t-shirt is the best new feature. They're back. 2 doors. Oh my gosh. Office decorations, the Stanley Parable reassurance bucket, the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. No screenshots. Red is the new orange. The baby is all grown up. The new updated ray traced more of the same, but what? Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. New features, new content, new ideas. Jump circle? Dude, there's so much to see. So much new content. I love new content. We all love new content here, right, guys? Hashtag new content in the chat, please. No jumps remaining. Player tiers. What? Am I stupid, or did that not make any sense? I'm not picking my nose. You guys saw that, right? It was right there. It was just I was just itching.
For the Stanley
Oh,
Parable 2, I asked myself,
if I have to come
what do
back here
players
again,
really
please,
want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here,
We
let's
love
have
new
you
content.
role
Thank
play
you,
as
Imagine.
Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I am Jim.
I
am
want
Jim.
you to imagine
I am
yourself
Jim.
living as Jim.
I am Jim
Sleeping
in the chat.
and waking
I
as
am
Jim.
Jim.
Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Does that say
Do you
Jim on
feel
it?
it deeply? Are you really, truly
can't
Jim
tell.
right now? If
I am
so,
Jim.
then
I am
please
Jim.
step
I am
forward
Jim.
and press the
I
button.
am Jim. I am Jim. I am Jim. I am Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! That was you!
I am
the
Jim.
button described you. Do it again, do it again.
I am Jim. I am Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money.
Yes.
Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
I'm Jim. I am Jim. I am
I'm
Jim.
putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
It just went through the ground. Dude. I am Jim, though. I'm Jim. I am Jim. I am Jim. I'm Jim. I am Jim. I'm Jim.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Oh my gosh, Sai is here. Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
That's new. Infinite hole. Free achievement. Get it here. I see the free achievement. The jump circle. Are you kidding me?
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as
Dude.
well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Sorry, I'm sorry. No story time for
Oh,
today.
well.
We're just playing the Stanley
I suppose it
Parable.
can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
I can't believe it's that simple. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps. Nothing. Well, now you see, Sai. Now you've gone us into a rabbit hole where people are asking what happened at school. However, anyway, if I don't want to talk about it, Sai. Here's the thing. Yeah, it's fine.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement.
Yes.
You
Give
see,
me.
you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the
Achieve the
achievement will be
unachieved.
given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will
I
happen.
want the achievement. Give me the. Okay, stop bragging about how you know what happened. And some people don't, because it's making them sad, I think.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Is that Stanley? I hope so. What's this? Can you find them? You can find them? You can. You find them can? I'm not sad. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I know that's so mysterious and everybody's sad now.
Now it's a
Not you,
real
obviously.
video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Hey, no bad words, mister. Let's go! Let's go!
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely
sucks.
tragic.
It's terrible. On a completely other note, where might I go to? Get some like what game could I play for a reward? Epilogue, collectibles, A9. E, merch is Z. This map is 5. What's K? Infinite hole. Exit. Office decorations is 3. Where's 3? There's 3. Okay, we'll visit office decorations. Settings world champion. I already got that. The button that says the name. Oh. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go look over here. Infinite hole. It won't end. Is the infinite hole, like, is there a way to get out of it? Okay. Lag.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
To be so honest, I do that same thing, so I can't even complain.
Or actually,
Merch.
maybe I should have gone with...
QR
No.
code. It's gonna
No,
be a real
I've
code,
made
isn't
my
it?
decision. We're moving on.
I'm gonna scan the QR code. StanleyParable2.com. 0344. Is that a significant number? That could be. Maybe we can try it. There's a video. There's a whole video about the Stanley Parable 2? How long is it? 10 minutes? That's cool. I might watch that sometime. Hold on, why did I come here? We'll go for the reassurance bucket in a second. Please no screenshots. Let's go back to the map really quick. Oh, I wanted settings world champion. Where's settings world champion? So it should be right here. I wonder if maybe you can't see the 0344. Guys, remember 0344 for me, please. Let's go reassurance bucket now, actually. How long is the game? I've heard it takes 10 hours to complete. 10 and a half hours, so we'll probably have multiple streams on this game.
A
There's
common
42
complaint of the
endings.
Stanley
And
Parable
it's
was that
probably
it was
gonna be like 12
confusing
hours
and
for me.
paradoxical, that it engendered a
bucket.
chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass
bad
that would
word.
be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
Sorry, guys.
Come on.
I know
give it a
you're
try.
very sad and angry at that bad word. You're mad at me for having that in there.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair,
Why did he
must
get so
already be
excited?
sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and
Alright.
more
Sorry, I was talking
await
to my
you
dad.
in the Stanley Parable 2.
The button
Does
that
anyone
says
give out
Jim.
awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
I
That
swear
really
this
should
game
be an
needs that
award if it
award.
isn't already.
Award, not reward. I love this bucket more than anything. Actually, companion cube on top. But, like, if you know what I'm talking about, you're real. Interesting. So this
Stanley,
whole...
here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you
This
can
has been
fall
done so
down
many
forever.
times, but
That's
I
right.
love the idea.
Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Let's do it.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
G. I don't wanna.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I
Let's
do
see.
recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Let's keep falling. Maybe he'll get mad. I like it when the narrator gets
Okay,
mad.
Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good
Beside
for
my
you.
bucket.
You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I
Maybe
think
2
the
p.m.
issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal
Just the
person
two of us.
actually
We can
wants
make it
to
and
fall
retry.
infinitely?
Just the two of us.
I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you,
Mostly
then go
infinite
ahead and press
hole.
the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we
No.
can move on.
I don't want to.
I'll just be up here when you're
Stay
ready.
here. Let me know if you guys want to go back to the top, but I'll stay here until we're good. If you're getting bored. Six people watching again? Dubs. Thanks, guys. So we're sitting here at the bottom of a hole. Waiting for the narrator to get mad at us. With our bucket. At least we have our bucket, so we're good. We're good for the rest of time with the bucket. Uh-oh. Hold on. Sorry, guys. The chat disconnected. I'll keep the game running so we can hopefully get him to say something. While I go over here, and it says that the chat disabled. Oh, I think that's why. I think it just got a new link or something. Try to fix it. Dang, it says that's why there's lag. My CPU is overloaded. Oh, I can close out Discord. That's Perfect. Okay, the chat should be back. It is not. Hold on. That's so annoying. How's this chat doing? That chat's disabled too. Hold on. If you are somebody who has, who can, you know what? I'll just check for see for myself. What do you mean this site can't be reached? What do you mean YouTube.com can't be reached? Google, you made YouTube. You should make it better. Just kidding. One moment. Bear with me here, guys. Bear with me. Here, you know what? Just so you guys can bear with me, I'll let you guys with the close face cam where my hair is not looking that great anymore. It was good at the start of the stream, maybe, kind of. It was good this morning. Actually, I just remembered it was not good this morning. I wore a hat today. Huh. That definitely explains it. Alright. Should we go back to the surface then? Yeah, I guess so.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I've explored them all. I'm gonna leave now. Oh, actually, I think there's a second floor. Hold up. So we can't go through there. Lag! If you guys really need the chat re-enabled, I'll figure it out. But since you guys... Oh, we gotta find all of our collectibles. Maybe there's one hiding in a bush. Oh, like how he said that there's an important fern? The holy moly, how deep can we dig? Concrete Contemplations. Yeah. These are some good magazines. Okay. Where are our... Oh, here's upstairs. I like how the bucket rattles. What did that say? Probably new content.
Aha! I
Great
can
job,
see
you did
you've
it.
gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing
Let's
you
go.
haven't
Yes,
seen.
sir.
So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity
set the
in the
settings slider to
Stanley
every possible
Parable
setting.
2.
Oh, what a good meme. W meme. Of setting all the slides to all the possible numbers. You're the champion. Please enjoy this room. This is your room. It was made just for you. I knew there was a reason to get Settings World Champion at the start. Okay, I'm out. Mostly, it changed. Mostly infinite hole. Maybe we can go get that free achievement now. I can't believe it's that simple. Hey, Stanley. I wish I would have used all my jump circle. jumps. Oh, I guess. Oh, refresh. I forgot that there's a refresh button for the chat. Or maybe the chat will just disappear entirely. That's fine too, I guess. So, I think we've gotten everything. Collectibles. Other than all the collectibles, but where are all of the collectibles? Maybe if you go back in here, maybe it'll give us more. Nope, it's a dead end. Yeah, now the chat's just gone, so that's pretty cool.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Wow. How neat is that? That's pretty neat. If you got that reference, you're
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Jumps remaining 30 seconds. Hey, how do I get down?
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Yep, chat is gone.
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
All right. Woo! Dang. Let's see what happens in this little cutscene. The Stanley Parable 2. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa! Ah! I bet the door is gonna open up into the same room that we just came out of. It is, and it's gonna like whip around and be all funny. Maybe begin the game. Oh, the settings! Okay, well, it's fine. And the credits.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what Employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Woo!
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Providing something for 56 years. Okay. Wow. Settings. Is there any new settings? I don't think so. Other than it's red, which is really cool. Okay. So, we're going to fix chat now. Uh-oh. Please work. Interact. It's just blank. What about this? This one's still there. Why not this one? Wait. Something weird is going on. What could it be? I think if we go refresh again, maybe it'll work, please. Filters. No. Properties. So 350 by 400. I'm going to write that down. 350 by 400. There you go. Yen hen right now? True. That's pretty real. Okay, we're going to copy this chat. Paste it over here. Delete the old chat. Rename this. Okay. And then we're going to go 350 by 400. Then we're going to put it there. Put her there. Rename to chat 2. Can we control Z? Jeez. Did you all see that lag on my camera? That was crazy. That was insanity. What if I refresh this one? Is it going to go blank too? Yes, okay. I don't know, guys. I'll fix it for next stream. I want to play.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket, bucket. Oh my gosh.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Bucket.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
Ignore the number. Dude, the balloons are just everywhere.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yes.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired. Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home, here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
It is.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Bucket is greater than. I'm not calling it rhythm, just so you know. By the way, while we speak, look at this. I got my funny but cringy shirt on today. Isn't it so cool? No? Okay. Is he gonna say anything? I don't think he is. Cool shirt, my guy. Thank you. You responded very quickly, too. A lot of people
But
in
finally,
chat
the bucket
aren't
was
responding
done
quickly.
being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
I know.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
How many endings can I get just about the bucket? Is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct.
No.
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an
I
actual
want to get it
bucket.
wrong.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect.
Yes.
This is a bucket.
Let's go.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely
Tractor.
incredible. Let's just move on to the next
How
one.
do I get on the tractor? Oh, you love tractors? I'm glad.
Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct.
No!
This is a bucket.
What? Dang it!
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Dude, this is crazy. This
Item.
is why
Wait,
I love
hold on.
this
I
game.
can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless, is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence, and yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
You want to be a bucket?
But I'm going to erase
You are a
all
bucket.
buckets from the game entirely.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Don't
Here
do
we
that.
go.
Stop, stop. No, no. I want my bucket. I have a right to have a bucket.
What happened?
Okay.
Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me.
Right?
I'm
Imagine
not a
you're a
bucket
bucket.
after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much
wanna
more at
be a
ease
bucket.
right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go. A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see when...
A phone. Wait. Does it let you unplug the phone? Because that would be so cool. Bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
So now we're just
but
playing.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to
Stanley
him,
Parable 2.
telling
Is there any
him
way
that
to
the
get back to the normal
employee
game?
lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo...
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching. Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as
Every time
Stanley
it's
embraced the bucket.
With the bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest, and this was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the
Yeah,
bucket
like, I think
calling
it's
to
called,
him,
like, the bad
telling him
listener
that the
ending or something like
employee
that.
lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
I should have been counting the endings.
Stanley took the door on his
I
left
think in
to go
total,
back
I'm
to the
at, like,
meeting room.
9. I was at 5 when we started the
No,
stream, but we've
said
gone
the
for a
bucket.
really long
Don't
ending,
go
I
to the
think.
meeting
Oh, what
room.
if you
Go
count all the
somewhere
bucket
else.
endings
The
that we
cargo
have?
lift. Yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
now
15,
ride the lift
not
all the
15.
way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how
probably
this
be like
bucket was
12.
speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dog room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a
Yes,
joke.
they can.
Don't you get
Shut
the
up.
joke? It's funny,
Yes, they can.
Stanley.
Shut up.
A talking
Shut up.
bucket.
They can.
Can't you see?
You're bad.
Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually
There we go. Now it'll shut up.
took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing?
Let's go.
What
I need
is
this.
comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more important,
He obviously can't see me talking. I feel very offended. Yeah, you should.
can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief
Jen.
synopsis of the joke, including the specific
This is a
times at
really
which the
good
recipient of the joke will laugh,
You will
and then
laugh.
spell out your name a second time. With
You'll
these
laugh
steps
after I
complete, it's
say-
time to begin the
spell my
humor.
name again.
Speak the entire joke
Jen.
in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny."
I'm
Let's
Dunny
practice screaming,
with the funny.
I'm Dunny with the funny now.
I'm Dunny with the funny! This is a gaming channel now. Because I'm Dunny!
This saying is a
funny.
perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
What? What did I just
Hey,
watch?
goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Let's do it.
I can feel it. This time, I'm
Once we
really
get
going
out
to
of
nail the
Stanley Parable
delivery.
2.
You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say?
Yeah,
How
it's already
ridiculous.
7.
How
That's
absurd.
crazy.
What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll
that's
call
me.
me.
That's me.
Thank
That's
goodness
me.
we had the
That's me.
instructional
No,
video.
it's me.
Otherwise,
It's me.
who
I'm
knows
better.
where we'd be right now? Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
Entire chat can
The
agree, right,
bucket
chat?
spoke. The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
My nose is so itchy today, bro. Can you hear the clicking of my mouse? You probably can. Oh.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Not the way it was
J-E-N-S-E-N.
meant to. And it's all my fault. I must
Dunny
have
with the
forgotten
funny.
that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No.
You just gonna say the same thing?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone.
Oh no.
Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on, all because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
I watched the video. I hated it. Oh.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again.
Sorry,
more
Leroy.
instructional videos. Let's see.
Why did it say sorry, Leroy? I wonder what happened to Leroy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
Let's
mean?
get more bucket endings.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Or what if
simply
he
missed a
don't?
memo.
What if he didn't? I want the bucket. The Stanley
Warmth
Parable 2 is so
spread
great.
through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket
Expect
tightly to his
more
chest
streams on
and
this
entered
game.
the door on his left.
What if we go to the broom closet? I'm not spending 20 minutes in a broom closet, but at least not yet. Maybe we'll do that in a different stream.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be,
How do I hand over
given
the
the
bucket?
pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your...
Wait, maybe...
your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of
Broom
experiences
closet,
you and the
suck.
bucket have shared
That's why I haven't
together.
gotten your ending yet.
Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
I hate you, broom closet, so much. And you'll never get my bucket. You'll never do it. I will never allow
Okay,
that. I hate
I've
you.
got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more
Property of
discussion.
Stanley.
Take a hike,
Yes, sir.
broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things. All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
My pizza's here, bro. It's so tempting
You know
to
what?
step out.
I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us a silent treatment, and to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies, easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Just don't be offended. Real. Alright. I'm not wasting time in here. I'm sorry. We can go down. Yeah, let's go down with the bucket.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
New content. Yay!
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
This is
He
the
considered the
insane
possibility of
insanity
facing his
thing,
boss,
but with the
admitting
bucket
he had
it'll be
left
even
his
better.
post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's
my
bucket,
bucket.
perhaps. How did
It's
I
my
end up with
bucket.
someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who
bucket.
knows what sorts of
bucket. No,
bizarre
no, no, I can't, I
hallucinations
can't, I
Stanley
can't.
might experience without the
My bucket, I need my
psychologically
bucket, I need my
grounding
bucket, I need
presence
my
of his
bucket, I need my
bucket.
bucket. Where's my bucket?
Indeed. Now he
Oh, I love
noticed
this-
the rooms
this
were
mug. It
repeating,
says,
which
"Who
was, of
farted?"
course, very odd. And now he
My
felt
bucket, my
himself
bucket, my
floating
bucket.
off the
Where's my
ground.
bucket?
Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it.
my bucket, I need
Far
my
off in the
bucket,
distance
bucket,
now,
bucket,
he
bucket,
heard
bucket,
it,
bucket.
calling to him.
Where's my bucket?
Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
The bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me,
Special
Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all
I
along.
knew it! I am a bucket!
It was incredibly painful.
No.
Stanley doubled over in agony
Oh!
and blacked out.
Yep. I'm really... Yep.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and
Most of
security,
the
and
endings
walked to her
require
place of
you
work.
being dead.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad. ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home.
Jacob doesn't give bad advice, though.
How
so,
cruel the world can
honestly,
be, Mariella
he
thought.
should be offended.
And she hugged her own bucket
that
even tighter.
You would think.
But of course,
you
she had
have
no
to
time for this.
tell him that
There
it's very
were a
nice.
myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks
Bad
ass.
word!
And she backflipped
Sorry.
all the way to work.
Backflipped all the way to work. Let's go. W. Mariella. Oh. Now where are we?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Are we?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ending? I got the whiteboard ending. What am I supposed to do? Dog mode? Now every time I click, it's a dog? Bucket!
Stanley went around. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Why is it different? Is it supposed to, like, is something else different gonna happen, or is it just gonna be like that? Mission status. There will be a reward for finding them all. How can we find them? Trust the completionist instinct. Oh, no. Uh-oh, guys. Look what happened. My S key. This is my S key. It fell off. Let's see if it'll go back on. Let's see here. Give me 1 minute, guys. I just need to fix my key. Follow clues provided by 416. We can do it. Red room? Alright, we'll look at this in just a sec. Jensen and his button problems. Uh-oh, now my... Okay, never mind. We were just backed up into something. I was like, oh, now it won't work at all. Okay. Okay, we're good. It's back. I figured it out. Weird spinning figurines. Employee 421 is building a bridge. Can we sell them? Do we need contracts for them? What do they want? Money? Yes. Should we make them, what's that? It's hard to read this. Why floating? Magic. Our quarterly success magnet. Training exercise. Dreams. How many are there? 6, 7, 15? More money if sold together. Bonus stiff. What we forgot, what we know, what we don't know yet. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless. TBH. What does this one say? Yo, I just brought chocolate milk, you guys. Chocolate milk! Chocolate milk is here! That's some good chocolate milk. Warehouse access plan. Produce 1 plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. Construct new structurally sound bridge. We need more plans. Inside of a sequel. Oh! Okay, these are places to search. Okay. Somewhere both red and blue. Gotta collect them all. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. Nearby a fireplace. I know where that's gonna be. A private but smelly place for an important person. Okay, yeah, so I know where these two are. A large room with lots of boxes. Lies. Who are you? 666 law. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. I'm so confused. Help, I'm a post-it. Where are they? Please do not leave the office before reporting back on any new findings. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambiances or local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones, also known as directional mic. I need one of oh, excuse me. I need one of those. A microphone which picks up sound from a particular area. I don't know. I don't want to read all this. This is... Oh, I forgot about her.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We're somewhere red and blue, guys. Do you remember anything red, anywhere red and blue? Oh. Okay, so we're gonna get one in here.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes,
Stanlerines.
I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
I need a Stanlerine sticker for my bucket. Fireplace. Oh. That's different. That doesn't usually happen. I don't think. Business strategy? What? What? You guys seeing this? It sucks because I know exactly where another Stanlerine is. Oh! They got the good elevator music. Is this game where this music comes from? That painting gives me Portal vibes. Alright, let's go. How long do we have to wait in the elevator? I keep saying step forward. I guess I'll take a sip of my chocolate milk. Alright, that probably looked really weird. There's like a weird bubble on the top of it. Oh, he's singing. When do we get to the elevator? I hate this. How long do you have to stay in that elevator?
Stepping into his manager's
was
office,
that number?
Stanley was once again
0344, I think.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not
Do you guys remember what the number was? 0344, I think.
for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
So I think the figurine should be back here, right? Yes.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I wonder what happens if I leave. Can't leave. What's the quickest ending? Is it gonna be the, I need to go in a minute. I need to leave, So... I'm
The
surprised you
elevator
guys are
raced
enjoying
downward,
this.
plummeting towards
Well,
an
actually, I'm not
unknown
surprised,
fate.
because I'm enjoying it too. So.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Liam, I hate you so much for being late. It's all your fault. I'm just kidding. It's okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind
So,
Control
mind control
Facility.
facility is going to be like a 5-minute ending. Escape is going to be... I'm trying to remember what happens when you do the escape ending.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
How many more endings are there? If we're
The
at,
door
like,
behind them was
right
not
now we're
shut.
at, like, 13,
Stanley and the
then
bucket
there's,
still
like,
had every opportunity to
30
turn around
endings.
and get back on track.
There's,
At
I
this
think,
point,
42
Stanley and the
endings
bucket
total. I
were
Googled how
knowingly
many
walking
endings, but I
forward
didn't Google
into a
any of
very
them.
painful death for each of them.
Yeah, this is the fastest ending. Oh, actually, never mind. It might not be. Who's in the one ahead of us?
As the
I'm
machine
gonna
whirred
have
into
a laugh
motion
on it.
and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had
No,
turned out
it's
to
not
be.
meaningless.
To be
You're
sure,
insane.
it puts the
You're
mind and the
insane.
soul at
I
ease
love
to
you.
embrace the bucket.
love the
But what
bucket.
use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Okay, so we shouldn't die here. Yeah, it's gonna stop. Gonna take us to another
"Farewell,
place.
Stanley," cried the
Yeah,
narrator,
new narrator.
as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are
And
radiant in their
Stanley.
own way, but this one
Please don't
stood
forget
above the
Stanley.
rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Don't forget Stanley. Welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within. A cavernous void. See, I don't like reading. but through a cavernous void, but through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and why are they using big words? Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind that may be challenging? Well, about the information in the exhibit. Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? That took so long to read. I'm sorry for the people who had to suffer as I read that.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can
No.
you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
25 buckets, a photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as the result of the euphoria. I'm reading them now from exposure to this many buckets at once. Count them. Are you crazy? Are you insane, Liam? Oh, there's no chat lately. There was chat. Rip chat. A bucket with 2 handles. This bucket is dissipated as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Wow. It's glorious. Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerful, alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains, no one can control a bucket. The stress bucket, an analogy. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance equals vulnerability, size, and strength of the bucket. The stress bucket presented without commentary. Stress, the level of water in the bucket. Coping strategies equals holes. That kind of... Rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy. Rest and relaxation. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early men's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Yes! We love the bucket!
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one.
Red
It
and
is
blue.
man who should kneel before the bucket.
Maybe. Maybe it's just blue. Never mind. I mean, there's red down there, but... The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. Oh. The narrator? Yeah, the narrator is different.
But there is
This beat
something
goes
we
hard,
can
yes.
do,
Bucket counting
something we
is
can do
good.
together,
Yes.
you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world.
Chat. Now you gotta tell me. Do we restart the game so we don't get killed? Or do we just let it just die? Let dying happen. Die. Okay.
A new vision.
Alt F4 is pretty real. You change your profile picture, Liam. That's so cool. Jacob did too, and so did, yeah. A lot of people changed their profile picture today. So wait. Are we like permanently in the sequel now? Is there any way back? Oh! I bet the only way out of the Stanley Parable 2 is to do the confusion ending in the Stanley Parable 2, which will give us new content, which will take us to the new which will take us nowhere, which will lead us back restarting where we will have new content, and then we'll be back in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, maybe. Kevin Brighting. I kind of want to, like, call up this guy. But that's it for now, guys. I hate to say it, especially because Liam just got here. Yes, this game is so confusing. Expect to see a lot more of it. Next week, sorry about my hair. It is just not good. I asked my mom before the stream, I was like, how's my hair? And she's like, oh yeah, it's good. She lied. You can go back and watch the stream, though, Liam. It was a pretty good stream. Very confusing. Watch the very start. The very start was really good. I had a whole thing planned for it. And it was very good and stuff. And good, man. Yeah, it is more fun live. That's true. You guys are the people who have stuck with me. Except, well, mostly Imagine, because he's, or she, I don't know, has been here long enough, or has been here for the whole stream. But, I mean, yeah. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week, and in other videos coming out this week, too. But especially next week, because next week, you're 21 seconds late? No. Okay, I hate you. You're a bad fan to be so real. Pizza Tower when? Pizza Tower is $20. I have it wishlisted, so maybe when it goes on sale. But $20 for I'm just kidding, Imagine. I'm just joking around. I guess you might, since you're new, you might not understand my sense of humor, but I'm just joking. Thanks for sticking around all stream. And I really mean that. But $20 for Pizza Tower for a game that I don't even know if I'm gonna like, because it looks kind of weird. It looks pretty good, but I don't know if I'll like it past one stream. But I guess we'll see. I'll let you know. Probably not. However, wait, there might not be a however. I'm gonna go next week. Be there. Minecraft stream. We have a possible. I don't know if this is actually gonna happen, but I think we're gonna have a court case on the server on Mission Creek. And you might have seen my post about how Sai got banned. That might not be 100% true. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him yet. He might be banned. But anyway, fun court case in a week from today at 5 p.m. as usual. And then probably more Stanley Parable in 2 weeks from today. So anyway, goodbye, everybody. You had to... I like the wave and then the give me pizza. I see what you're trying to do there. Goodbye, everybody.